Here we go back to the world of Bede. Proptoquod, on account of which, picking up from the previous sentence, on account of that, we have plural people reverting to the church, people are going to the church. Here's an instruction. Say to the brothers, the religious brethren at the church, so that they commend my exit, my leaving or death, to the Lord with prayers. And also their own exit, their own deaths, of which the hour is uncertain or will be, with being vigilant and with prayers and with good works. They might be able to, they'll be mindful to prevent their own deaths, of which the hour is unknown. When these things and more of this type of nature he spoke, and they, having taken his benediction with his blessings, really, now they exited very much sad. He, Owen, who's doing this, he alone, he returned, who had heard the celestial song, and he prosterned himself onto the ground, threw himself forwards onto the ground, and he inquits. He says, Obsecro, I beg or I pray, Father. Licit means licit something to say, is a permission to ask a question. Interrogate away, he said, what you want. And he said, I beseech you that you should say, what was this canticum, this song of the happy people, which I heard, another genitive here, which of the happy people coming down from the heavens over this oratorium, or whatever you want to call the prayer room. And after some time, again, these are all in the same genitives, and then returning to the heavens. So what was this song that all these happy people that come down from heavens and then went back, what were they on about? He, the bishop or whoever it is, if you heard the voice of a song, which means words of a song, or if you heard some singing, and you know who this gathering, celestial gathering, which is super venerate, it's turned up, I'm giving instructions to you in the name of the Lord, not this to anyone, before my death, you should say. So don't talk about this. If you know who these heavenly angels were, don't tell anyone. Re vera. Truly now, they were the spirits of angels, who me to celestial things, which I've always loved and desired, they've come to call me to my celestial premiere, my heavenly rewards. And after 7 days, they will return, these angels, or spirits, if you want to use that accusative, and me with himself, they promised to abduct. They're going to take me off with them after 7 days. Which indeed, it was just as it was dictum, just as it was said, it was done to him. And with this work now complete, he's dead. Nam confessed him, for immediately he was tactosest. He was touched with the languor of the body, some disease or whatever, and this ingravescade, this ingravescing or getting more serious per day, through the days, day to day. In the September the 7th, as had been promised to him, seventh day, after his death, he'd fortified himself by the perception, the taking here, not seeing. Again, it's the capio. After the taking of the body and blood of the Lord, that's communion or something, he was dead. He was loosened, his anima. So his soul, sancta anima, his holy soul was loosened from this prison of the body. And as it's fast to believe, with angelic companions leading him off, he sought his eternal Gaudia, his happy rejoicing eternally. Moreover, this is not surprising, if the day of his death, or rather the day of the Lord, he was happy when he saw it, happy when he died, which always, usque dum, as far until this day came, usque dum, you can probably space if you really wanted to, anxiously he curated to watch, so he took some care to wait for this day. He was always expecting it. For amongst the many things of his continentiae, that's self-control, etc., of his humility, of his learned doctrine, of his orations, of his voluntary poverty and these other deserts of other virtues. He was subditus. He was put into such fear of the Lord or whatever, something like that, that in the very last things, he was mindful in all of his works and the latest things he was doing, as just as a certain brother had said to me out of from his monastery, from his lot, who had taught me in the scriptures, and in the monastery and in his school or something, he'd been reared there. The name was Trumburgt. He was accustomed to say that if by chance he was reading something, or if he was againting something, he was actively doing something, when suddenly a blast of wind would surge up that was major or big, immediately he would invoke the mercy of the Lord, and he would ask for the human race to be propitiare, to be, I don't know, what do you want to call that, blessed or preserved, or have their sins forgiven or something. Okay, propitio, to render favourably, to win over, and to soothe. Probably better dictionaries than that, but anyway. And if now, or moreover, if a breeze or wind was insisting more violently, was pressing more violently, with his cotus closed, that's his book closed, now he would fall forwards, onto his face, and be relying, encumbering, so leaning down, he would be relying on prayer. And if some storm, more stronger, or with some clouds, maybe black clouds, pressing along, or even if there were coruscations of lightning or thunder, which were shaking the air and the lands, then coming anxiously to the church with orations and with the psalms until serenity of the air returned, he would have his mind fixed in his time there, basically. Vaccarate usually means he's got free time, but he's probably freeing his mind of everything just to concentrate on the storm.